We all know meat, fish, greens are low in carbs, but today we're going to talk about foods that are surprisingly high in carbs and sugar, and you'll know it all at the end of this video. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelly. I'm a keto dietitian. I love going against the grain. I threw out everything that I was taught in school and decided to follow a keto, low carb, and anti-inflammatory diet because my plate, what was taught in school, nearly killed me. You're gonna wanna watch that video at the end and you gotta grab some Kleenex because I guarantee you're gonna cry because yes, it literally killed me. Now, today I want you to clean out of that pantry of foods that we think are low carb, but they're really not. And number one is ketchup. Now, ketchup is a crazy popular condiment. We use it on our bunless burgers, bunless hot dogs. Just keep the bun if you're gonna use regular ketchup because 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 4 grams of carbs, but we gotta be honest, we don't use 1 tablespoon, we use it like kids do. And usually its first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. So you're gonna wanna switch over to a low sugar ketchup. My favorite brand is Primal Kitchen. I just love that brand, but be aware again, because it's a little spicy. And the first ingredient on there, yay, organic tomato concentrate. So grab that next time you're shopping. Now, number 2, we use a lot of marinades. We tell folks, add this while cooking. Well, teriyaki marinade. Larry's, which is a very popular brand at your local supermarket, a tablespoon has 4 grams of carb. Number 3 is that crazy smoothie list. I am not a fan of smoothies. Smoothies have never filled me up. They're very difficult to make keto, but here's the deal. We're trained that greens are keto. We love greens. So smoothie companies are crazy smart and they try to say, oh, the green one's a little bit lower in carb. Well, that Naked Green Machine boosted juice, which 8 ounces of it, which is a cup, has 31 grams of carbs, 28 grams of sugar. That is 2 slices of bread. What can we do? Now, I do work with a lot of clients who do love the smoothie. So we want to create our own smoothie, and perhaps you could froze them in the little Ziploc bags. You want to think about having a half a cup to a cup of high fiber fruit, really the raspberries if you could do this. A handful of spinach, typically more will cause it to get a little bitter. You want to do a half of your avocado because remember, a keto diet is all about getting good fat in. Water, pinch of stevia, mix it up. And my clients like this. And again, for me, smoothies just don't work, but I get it. Some people love them. Number 4 is your sports drinks. Now, I live in Louisiana and it is a hot environment. So most of us know Gatorades, Powerades are loaded with sugar. And I try to get folks to stay away from the sports drinks, but there's a lot of them that are marketed to us keto, like Bang, for example, which is disgusting with unicorn flavor, all these weird flavors. So how do they get those weird flavors? They add a lot of sugar alcohols, and sugar alcohols causes bubble guts. And if you don't know what I mean by bubble guts, you stink and you pooing. So switch over to a drink called Ultima. It's the Ultima Drink Replenisher. It's absolutely wonderful. It is made with stevia. Number 5 is our coconut water. Now, I've chatted before about coconut water in previous videos. Y'all remember the wonderful acting that I did with, you know, the sexy girl drinking it in Bali in paradise. And no, I ain't no sexy. Y'all know me. I travel to the redneck Riviera for my trips because I'm bougie on a bayou. Now, I don't like coconut. I didn't get into the trend of coconut, but I said it before, I'll say it again. I think folks drank coconut water because we were taught that coconut oil, coconut fat was good, MCT oil, for keto. Remember, that was about, I would say 5 years ago. Yes, coconut water does have less sugar than some of our sodas, but not by a lot. That Vita Coco coconut water has 15 grams of carbs, 13 grams of sugar. I, again, am not into the coconut drinks, but you have to look for unflavored, unsweetened. I still think the Ultima is gonna be your winner in this one, and it's cheap. I mean, that's what I really like about it. Number 6, continuing with drinks, is protein powders. Again, this is something I am personally not a fan of. I think they taste gross. I think they're super expensive. Most of them would cost more than my mortgage, but I do have folks who enjoy them. And so we have to find out what works. That's the beauty of what I do for a living, is I work with already, you know, your existing diet. You have to read the label handle on these, gang. They usually load up protein powders with a ton of sugar alcohol. So that's maltitol, erythritol, xylitol. A lot of those, it causes some really bad stomach discomfort. In other words, you're gonna poo and you're gonna stink. Really, you have to find protein powders that are unflavored because they won't add anything sweet to it, and you rely on that fruit and that vegetable to add that flavor to it. Remember, with fruit, it's that raspberry. Primal Kitchen does have some protein powders that do work, that are unflavored, and that's what you wanna look for. Number 7 is kombucha. Kombucha. Am I saying that right? Y'all let me know, because it's just a strange word. And I've tried so many of these because I go to food shows and they're like, try this kombucha. And I'm like, oh God, I gotta be sweet, I gotta be nice. So I take a sip and it's terrible. Really, the basic ingredients of kombucha is yeast, sugar, black tea. They set the mix aside. It's a fermentation process. It's absolutely gross if you ask me, and it is loaded with sugar. So the GT watermelon flavor kombucha, 70 calories, 18 grams of carbs, 18 grams of sugar. Again, gang, these are promoted as healthy, but they are not. Y'all drink water. Just drink that water. Number 9 is condensed canned tomato soup. Okay, a lot of folks will say, why are you even bringing this up? Well, condensed soups are a big part of cooking. They're a big part of the slow cooker. I enjoy soup. I enjoy making soup. I enjoy using my slow cooker, but we have to be careful, and don't worry, I have a great tip for you. So Campbell's condensed tomato soup has a half a cup of a serving is 20 grams of carbs. And since these are added to a recipe, so we usually add it in making it, I encourage you to chop the tomato. And then at the end of the recipe, you stir in a cup of heavy whipping cream, because the purpose of condensed soup is that it is to add thickness. You could do the same thing with mushrooms. You could chop up the mushrooms, add the heavy whip at the end, and it really is gonna add that nice thickness. And number 10, in line with the condensed tomato soup, it's sun-dried tomatoes. And I get it, we usually don't, every day walk around going, let me grab some sun-dried tomatoes. They are popular in salads. So if you're out and about and you order a nice fancy salad, you may get sun-dried tomatoes, but be warned, a cup of sun-dried tomatoes has 26 grams of carbs. Sadly, I don't have a replacement for sun-dried tomatoes. I encourage, if it's a salad, you just do the regular tomato. And if you have a suggestion for a sun-dried tomato replacement, I want you to comment below for me. And then I also want you to, like we said earlier, continue on by watching my story, why I cut out all these foods and switched over to a keto low carb lifestyle, because that my plate lifestyle killed me. You're gonna wanna grab Kleenex. So go ahead and click right here so you can see all about that. And gang, much love to you all. Mwah.